Great to see that guy again. Would you say that film, because we just sat through two incredible clips, two very different clips from La La Land. For you, at that point in your life when you got that part and made that movie, what was happening with you, Emma?
When I got that part?
Yeah. Because it sounds like it's kind of life-changing. I mean, you ended up winning the Oscar for it, and getting this award. Here we are.
This is insane. Thank you guys for coming to this. I'm shaking so much. It's so overwhelming. Very grateful, very confused, but it's so nice of you to be here. Thank you for doing it. So La La Land, yeah, I met Damien when I was doing cabaret on stage, and I thought I could never sing or dance again because, as you know, I'm not really a natural born singer or dancer. And he was like, "That's okay. It's very natural. It'll be all right." And I just kind of had to trust him, and we rehearsed, and I was with my dear, wonderful friend Ryan. That was our third movie together, and I can't even imagine what life would be if I had not met Ryan. So yeah, it was amazing. It was such a joy to make, and I was so lucky.
I know, so well received. It's okay. You got your medal on. It's a big moment. So what is it about Ryan? It is kind of in your career. I mean, you've been at this for a while, but not that long. You have done 3 films with him. What do you think it is about your chemistry that puts you together, or you get cast together?
I don't know. I just the moment I met Ryan when I walked into audition for Crazy Stupid Love, it was just like I don't know. We just sort of had an unspoken understanding of each other, maybe, and yeah, it makes me kind of emotional. He's so special, and yeah, he's been in everyone. He's so brilliant and so talented, but he's also such a great person to get to work with because he's so collaborative and excited about the whole process. So he's taught me a lot throughout what we've gotten to do together about being really generous with the people that you're working with.
The only thing I was waiting to see in the clip reel was I noticed that The House Bunny didn't make it in. One of my favorite movies. I'm just gonna say.
Thank you. I can't believe it didn't make it, but okay.
And I kind of said this in my intro, although I didn't say it quite so eloquently as I wanted to, so I apologize. But I feel like you have defined what it means to be like a modern cinematic heroine. And when we first met you, you were kind of or at least from my perspective, the dorky teen that was also gorgeous and smart and clever, and you really evolved, your roles evolved as you matured and grew up. Basically, but I do think that you have this special thing that really, you're the only one that has it, Emma. And that's why you're getting an award. And that's why you got an Oscar. But I do want to talk about, so for me that all changed watching you do Birdman. I think that is something I saw in you that I'd never seen before. And obviously it was the first time you got nominated. It was a big, huge role for you. I'd like for you to talk just a little bit about that.
Yeah, that one was pretty wild. We were in the middle of shooting the second Spider-Man film, and they were wondering if I could do it when I had a couple weeks down from this like big, crazy Spider-Man film. And I, of course, wanted to very badly, but was nervous about what that would be to shoot 2 things at the same time. And then my nerves were confirmed because it was so hard and so technical and challenging, and just it was I felt like I was going crazy. And there was one night where my character doesn't really smoke in the movie, but they give me these herbal cigarettes, and I had like reached a breaking point in the middle of the night because she was like, "You're not getting it," to Edward and I. We just didn't have it, and I went to the dressing room for my lunch break at midnight, and I chain smoked these fake herbal cigarettes, which give you nothing except for like a sore throat, and I was just like, I can't do it anymore, I'm gonna break, I can't do it. And then we went out to do the scene, and I was just like spitting angry with myself, and And Alejandro just looked at me and went, "There it is!" Like, repeating it. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And something snapped, and I was like, "Oh, I want to do it all over again. Oh, I understand now. I get it." And it changed something for me in not being afraid to let parts of myself maybe break open in a way that I think I maybe was afraid before. Because I was 24 and you know I was still learning, so I'm still learning. So I'm 29. Like, what am I doing up here? It's just, I have so much to learn and so much growing to do. But it's been such a gift. I mean, you know, since that movie and onward and before, but since that, it really has been. I found the joy and the challenge in such a new way, and that's kind of all I ever want to do now is reach that kind of breaking point, because the other side of it is so incredible. I don't mean performance-wise, I mean internal. Because it's like so incredible. Sorry.
No, but so for you as an actor, you were this kid that had this gumption, this confidence, and this drive at such a young age to like go to the big bad unknown of Hollywood and wanted to act, and it was just so single focused. When the roles get more complicated and the parts come and the choices become harder and harder to make about what you're going to do next, what do you rely upon? What makes you pick a role or not pick a role?
Well, there's a lot of moving parts. I mean, it's working with, you know, really great filmmakers that you can trust implicitly, like Damien, and quite a few people that I've gotten to work with, especially recently. It's been such a gift, because then you feel so safe in their hands. Like as you work with them and are able to collaborate in that way, it's just like a constant learning experience. So that's huge. I mean, who's making it is huge, and of course, script is enormous as well.
Do you start with a script for you to get into character and to figure out what you're going to do? Do you do that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But it's also, it does come down a little bit, and just to quote Ryan again, he said something, you know, 10 years ago. I remember him saying in an interview where he said, you know, you can hear a bunch of songs on the radio, but then there's that one that plays that makes you want to get up and dance, you know, and that feeling is such a gut feeling that it's hard to describe, no matter what, you know, what parts come together in the process. There is that kind of gut knowing that something has to make you want to dance. And I haven't always made decisions from that place, and I've known when I wasn't making decisions from that place. But it's also like an insane gift to get to have choices as an actor. You don't always get to choose. I mean, you need to work because you need to work. So to be in this, I'm assuming, temporary position where you get to make choices, I hope that I can make them, you know, because they make me want to dance. Not that it's not a La La Land reference, but it does. So that's
and that makes me want to dance. I can't dance, but that just, I got full chills.
Feel free to write that down,
You were here last year with Battle of the Sexes, so this is your third Telluride, which is pretty special in and of itself. Billie Jean King. I loved your performance. So you became Billie Jean King for me in that, and the physicality, suddenly you just dropped into that. How important was that to play her and to tell that story?
I mean, that was probably what I focused on the most. I had never really built a character from I mean, obviously it was still so internal, but the outside in mattered so much, because her body is her way, essentially, of affecting change in the world by being the greatest tennis player, which I am not, an athlete of any sort. You know, to do that, I had to understand what it felt like to be strong and to move in a way that was assured. And I never played a real person before, much less, you know, an icon who is still alive and like so vocally spitfire alive. You know, she's so iconic, and so I knew that I had to do my best to just at least capture, hopefully, the essence of it without, you know, doing an impression of her, because no one could be Billie Jean. So it was an incredible thing, and to get to know her, and I still hear from her and her partner Alana all the time. And when I see Alana, she's cut out newspaper clippings if she ever sees one to give to my mom. So they give me newspaper clippings to give to my mom. I saw an article. I was like, oh, thank you. It was so wonderful.
I just love that someone's still reading newspapers.
Yeah, they're reading newspapers. But that is the greatest thing. I mean, just to really boil it down to what all these projects are. My brother played football in high school, which, you know, we talked about. we always talked about kind of the team mentality and being there for your team and the relationships that you make, and that is filmmaking. I mean, you know, even if the project turns out like not what you expected or it doesn't come together in the way that you hoped, the relationships that you make are absolutely everything. Like, the people that I've gotten to work with, that will be, you know, on my deathbed, which I hope isn't soon. This isn't like a lifetime achievement. Because I thought maybe this was like bad only. But I know that like the memories will just be the people that I have had these amazing conversations, experiences with, felt like you're in the trenches with in these days. It's not really the finished product, even though I'm so proud to have gotten to be part of these beautiful films. It really is about the people. I've been so lucky in that sense.
Yeah, it's great, and it's earned luck. But so we talked about this a little bit before because you're going to be turning 30 in the fall, which is pretty exciting.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
This is a birthday.
But one of the things that's interesting is you are a millennial, right? And you are not on any social media. You're like a Luddite, basically. I think you have a computer.
I have a phone.
You do have a phone.
I have a phone.
But that's pretty admirable, I have to say, that you don't do any of that. You don't engage.
Oh, but I lurk.
You look.
I'm not gonna act like I don't see you on Twitter. I've seen Twitter. I've seen Twitter. I don't actively engage.
No, I like that. Is there particularly a reason why, or is it?
Well, you guys have seen me at this point, so you see that I'm essentially a bundle of nerves that are outside of my body for a lot of the time. And I feel like to say things out in the world and have them just be forever there, like doing interviews is insane to me, because any opinion you have could forever be reverberated back to you, even if it changes tomorrow, but you've said it today.
Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me. So I feel like 2 a.m. tweeting for me. Yeah. But I respect anybody that doesn't feel this way and have, you know, this level of self-doubt. It's awesome.
Especially if your opinion changes, but I appreciate that. So let's talk about why everybody's here other than to honor you. Your movie, The Favorite, it's fantastic. And you're in a corset, which I love.
Yeah.
You are actually
I'm
doing
glad
it.
you love it.
Yeah, it's a full-fledged period movie.
It is
Your
indeed.
face, wardrobe. Tell me about acting in that corset.
Oh, wow. It was, this one was, well, I mean, it's 1705, which was about 300 years before any period I had ever done something in. And also, I was the only American in the cast of all British actors, and so it was pretty, you know, daunting on a few levels, you know, just having to be British, A, and not stick out like a sore thumb, and B, you know, not to breathe. But after about a month, Sandy Powell and I talked about this, and she was like, "Hey, please stop telling people that you couldn't breathe." And I was like, "But I couldn't breathe for about a month until my organs shifted in my body for the next month." And then I was like, "These are surprisingly comfortable." And then I realized that my whole body shape had changed, and not for the better. And then it goes back. It all goes back. And that's the great thing about human bodies. So there's a great experience. I did love doing the movie so much. It was
I love watching the movie. I didn't want it to end. I mean, it's set in the
so
rain.
much fun. Yeah.
It looked like it was so much fun. You shot in candlelight. You shot obviously with the great Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz. The sparring, the way it was filmed. You know, the script, all of it was just delicious. I mean, is there a particular reason why you wanted to play her, or was it just because?
Oh, I mean, well, I don't want to give. How many people in the audience haven't seen The Favorite yet? Is it mostly everyone? Oh, okay. No, just there's a particular reason, but you'll see. Like, I don't want to say anything about her, but I am in the movie, and you'll see.
How did you like shooting? A lot of natural light obviously was used, and the candlelight. Mm-hmm. How was that as an actor?
It was fantastic. I and Damien can attest to this. I basically stalk Linus Sandgren, who did the cinematography on La La Land, Battle of the Sexes, and First Man. I mean, he's just such a genius, and he's been so sweet to me because he teaches me about cinematography, which has become one of my biggest passions. And so, working with Yorgos, who is, a true cinematographer in his, way of composing shots and everything. I mean, he understands everything about cinematography as well. So does Damien. Sorry. Anyway, I'm going off track. Okay, so Robbie Ryan, the cinematographer on The Favorite, we used mostly natural light, and these night shots were trays of candles. Like, that was the lighting. It was just trays of candles around your face. And it was so fascinating to see. And they would send in the dailies, and they were so dark that nobody could see what was going on. And, but you can see it now. They fixed that. But it was just endlessly, it's why the shots that they used and the way this movie is composed is just
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Into every little detail.
It was so exciting.
All right, I'm going to bring the director. He is here because we're going to let these people see this movie. Yorgos, are you here? Are you here? Raise your hand. Are you not? Oh, there he is.
There he is!
This man also made The Lobster and
Among others.
All right, that's it. We're going to
Am I standing right here, or
I'm just going to say thank you, and we're going to show the movie.
Great.
Anything you want to warn them about?
I'm just a visual help. So I just came out here to say thank you for coming, and I hope you enjoy our film. And see you later.
Julie, thank you so much for being here.